SEO tips and tricks. How to rank for a keyword in 9 steps. Want to see your website land on the ephemeral first page of Google for a given search term? Brace yourself. Unless you are a high traffic domain like CNN.com or BBC.co.uk, it won't be a piece of cake. But it's not impossible either. Here are 9 proven steps to rank for a keyword in Google. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are talking today about an important topic, SEO tips and tricks, and how to rank for a keyword in 9 steps. Millions of entrepreneurs and businesses throughout the world are dreaming of landing on the elusive first page of Google for a given search term. How do you do that? This is what we're going to talk about today. And I hope you are doing fantastic. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Let's roll. Number 1, set a strong foundation. Now, this is more a pre-step than a first step, but it's important to have a strong foundation. What do I mean by that? You need to have a strong website. The longer your website has been around, accruing authority and links, the better. It's very important that your entire site follow SEO best practices. If you don't know what that means, you want to go back and talk to your webmaster, to your web designer, to make sure that the content on your website, it's very important. It's impeccable when it comes to SEO. By content, I'm talking about written content, picture, video, everything that goes back to that can please the YouTube algorithm or the Google algorithm. Do it. So a strong, properly maintained and properly furnished in terms of content, properly furnished website. Number 2, a network you need to draw on. Now, I'm talking about network here. I'm talking about the built-in network. So if you have a blog following, if you have an audience on social media like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, if you have email contacts, if you have a newsletter database, you want to reach out to that network, to that web of contacts. All right, this is important. So the strong foundation, to recap here, it comprises the strong website and the network. After setting a strong foundation, you want to perform an initial keyword research. Now, what does that mean? There are gazillions of keyword tools out there. I'm not naming names here. If you type keyword tool on the internet, you have a lot of them. And what you want to do is you want to get a sense of the search volume for the keyword as well as the competition before you finalize your keyword choice, right? So remember, you're trying to rank for a keyword, a specific keyword. So you want to do a preliminary search for that keyword and also identify the competition you're going to fight against, right? So your main considerations will have to be, you have to choose a keyword with good volume, but not too much volume. This is a delicate balance to strike. So in general, you don't want to target a keyword that has low relative search volume if there is not an equivalent term that is much more popular, right? For example, there are usually over twice as many search for, let's say, designer jobs or accounting jobs versus accounting careers, right? However, you don't always automatically go for the keyword with the highest volume or difficulty. Some keywords, believe it or not, are simply too competitive and not worth your time or money. You're never going to rank for, say, accounting or executive compensation unless you are, in fact, an executive compensation agency, an executive staffing agency, right? You're never going to rank for, say, New York unless you are, say, New York Times or New York News, unless you are the New York Times. So you want to choose your keyword very smartly. Now, there are 3 things you have to pay attention to: the competition, the global monthly search volume for that keyword, and the local monthly search volume. So you have to look at 2 layers, globally and locally, because again, it doesn't matter if you are somewhere in rural Arkansas. Chances are you are also connected to the World Wide Web. You are connected to the internet. So you gotta search not only what's going on in your city in Arkansas, and also what's going on globally for that particular keyword search, for that particular keyword. So you want to choose a keyword that's relevant to your business model, right? You want to, if you can rank for a keyword that is associated closely to your business model, you are going to succeed faster. And you can also tell Google's algorithm that your website is relevant to that particular keyword, that your business is relevant to that particular keyword. So you're more likely to get some real return on your ranking, because remember that rankings in and of themselves aren't particularly valuable unless they're driving worthwhile traffic and leads. Okay, so at this stage of the process, you also want to start thinking about, you want to have a list of close variations on your primary keyword, because this will be very helpful in writing and optimizing your content later on. Remember when I talked about setting a strong foundation, that foundation is not going to have the primary keywords all the time. You're going to have to find out some variations, right? If you are trying to rank for accounting jobs, you might want to go for accounting careers, accounting professions, finance professions, CPA careers, CPA jobs, that kind of stuff, right? So you're trying to expand the web of keywords that could be of interest to your brand, to your website, or to your company. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still continuing our conversation today around the SEO tips and tricks and how to rank for a keyword in 9 simple steps. Steps number 3, check out your competitors. Once you've settled on a keyword, the next thing you want to do is search for it on Google and a few other search engines, Bing, to see what your competition is already doing. While doing that, you want to pay particular attention to a few things. Number 1, the domains and URLs. So how many are exact match domains, right? Does every URL in the top 10 include the keyword? The titles. How do the title tags incorporate the keyword? Number 3, the type of content that's ranking. Is it videos, blog posts, product pages? You want to pay attention to that, because that's going to help you strategize later on. You also want to think about, and that's number 4, the types of businesses that are ranking. So are they news sites, small and mid-sized businesses, multinationals, huge brands? And the last thing you want to pay attention to is the authoritative how authoritative those sites are. I'll get it. So you want to identify how authoritative those websites are, right? So the authority of those websites. So you can use a plugin to check the age of the sites in the top 10. You can look at the size of the link profile and so on and so forth. You also need to find ways to differentiate yourself, because it's not just about trying to find out whether a website is authoritative. No, you still need to make sure that if you want to be authoritative also, or more authoritative than that website, you want to differentiate yourself, right? So, ideally you should be doing more and doing it better than them. Number 4, you want to slip into searchers' shoes. Now, everybody goes on Google and start typing words. People are looking for stuff. People are looking for solutions to the problems. They're looking for stuff they can buy, services they can buy. They're looking for all kinds of stuff. To be able to rank for a keyword quickly, you need to reverse engineer the process. You need to put yourself in the searcher's shoes. You need to immerse yourself. You need to consider intent. What is the intention of the searchers while he or she types those words in the search bar? right? Because the more specific the keyword, the easier it is to gauge the searcher's intent, and the easier it will be to serve up what those searchers are probably looking for. So for instance, when we talk about intent, this is our best guess at what the person using the search query really wants. Let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, that somebody is typing glasses, or they're typing shoes, right? They're typing party shoes, discount party shoes, discount shoes, discount shoes for kids, right? You want to ask yourself, what kind of content best serves the keyword? So in this case, it will probably be a selection of a kid's party shoes for sale, right? So for the first time, you can even tell if the person is looking for shoes or drinking, shoes or party shoes or sports shoes, right? So, and even for the second, the person might be just looking for pictures of party shoes. So there is no clear intent to buy. So the idea here, and this is the challenge that you need to overcome, is to use a strategy where you can guess intent. And there are a lot of tools out there to kind of help you do that. You can use, for instance, an e-commerce business software that's going to help you rank for commercial keywords. First, identify the keywords that match your particular niche and help you rank for that particular rank for specific keywords. All right, I will be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still having a conversation around how to rank for a keyword in 9 steps. If you love the clarity and quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you are informed whenever we drop a new show, and we do this every single day, rain or shine. Comment below, like this content, and share. Number 5, strategize over content. Once you've done some research around the keyword you want to rank for, you want to strategize over content. You want to form a plan for the actual content you're going to create. Remember earlier I was telling you to pay attention to what kind of content is ranking. When we talked about whether it is videos or product pages or blog posts, by looking at what the competition is doing, you can mimic, replicate, or even do better than they are doing. So when it comes to, there are many paths you can use to rank for a keyword, including an article. You can write a blog post. You can write a product page. You can have an authoritative guide. It can be an infographic. It can be a video. It can be an index or directory of links to other pages on your site or around the world. So it's all about you figuring out what works for you, what works for your brand. Now, how long does it take to create the content? Who should create it? Will you be doing everything yourself, or would you outsource? Do you have the resources and budget you need? So what I'm trying to say here is that you have to pay attention to those things as you strategize over content. Now, remember that when it comes to resources, content like videos and infographics, understandably, will require more resources, right? They will require more resources, more energy than, say, articles or blog posts. Now, number 6, implement your strategy. Once you have strategized over content, it's time to implement the strategies. It's time to execute. Now, you have to be very careful about how you implement that. Now, you need to optimize for your keyword, right? So by writing the content, you have to optimize for the keyword, that particular keyword. The keyword has to be present several times in the text, but it has to be natural, right? It has to be original. Because if Google feels like you just fill in the text with gazillions keywords or gazillions related keywords, they're not going to rank you. It's not going to rank you. The algorithm is not going to rank you. So things have to flow seamlessly flawlessly. All right. So you want to think about the best way to put this so that you don't look like a spam filled page that you're trying to keyword stuff the spam or pages full of ads that only benefits you. Google is making sure that you are benefiting the reader, because the bounce rate, if your bounce rate is high, in other words, people come to your website and they just leave automatically, Google is not going to recommend your page in the future. So you definitely want to avoid that. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still continuing our conversation around SEO tips and tricks, how to rank for a keyword in 9 steps. I've given you 6 steps so far, and we are talking about step number 7. Now you have to publish. You just have to hit the push button and push your content out there. Make sure that the content, whenever possible, is evergreen. If you have evergreen content, it's a lot easier than having content that you have to update every single day, right? And because the content that is not evergreen is harder to actually rank for. Unless you have the budget for it. If you have the budget for it and then you follow the headlines, then you can really implement a strategy that ranks for a constantly changing keyword for a short period of time. So once you publish, that's number 8. You want to do number 7. Sorry. Once you publish, number 7, you want to promote, and that's number 8. Promote. You want to promote as much as possible. You want to promote on social media. You want to promote through your business other platforms. So it can be Twitter, of course, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn. You have Instagram, Pinterest, you name it. You want to use the social buttons or widgets on your site to promote independent sharing. This is important to make it easy for readers and viewers to keep the chain going, because if they have those widgets, they're more likely to tweak or share your article. You also want to build links to your content. So this is important so that you can see a link building. I mean, link building is still here. And Google's algorithm still likes that. This is something you need to do. Number 9, this is the last tip here. You want to analyze and tweak. You're not finished yet. You're not done yet, right? Remember that the internet is a living platform. Things change all the time, so you need to optimize your content constantly. Otherwise, you can rank for a keyword today, and 1 month from now or 2 months from now, you don't rank anymore for the same keyword. So you have to constantly analyze the result and tweak it. Now, by tweaking, that means you need to make sure that your content is truly optimized, is truly high quality, and is truly visible. It's also possible that the keywords you choose is too competitive, and you need to scale back your ambition, right? So, which is why you constantly need to, if a keyword that you choose originally was not competitive and later on changed and became hyper competitive, you want to switch and target less competitive keywords until you've built more authority. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. That's it, folks, for the 9 steps you need to follow to rank for a keyword in Google or other platforms. Let me recap them here. Set a strong foundation. Perform an initial keyword research. Check out your competitors. Slip into searchers' shoes. Strategize over content. Implement your strategy. Publish. Promote. Last but not the least, analyze and tweak. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.